Hey guys, it's Chedic, and in today's video I want to talk a lot about more Mythic Storm King tips. Now, a lot of you guys have been having trouble and you've been asking me for more information. Well, haven't been asking me for information. You've been straight up just asking me to carry you guys. And as much as I would love to carry every single one of you, it's currently impossible. I cannot do it. I've only carried around 45 people with my teams, and that's in the time span of 2 days and 12 hours. So I have a solution for you guys. I will be giving you more tips, but also I will be helping you guys find teams. So a lot of you guys have been using the comments to find teams, and that is okay. That is awesome. But I also have a Discord, link in the description down below, with a freaking link with a freaking LFG area where you can find people like yourself doing the Mythic Storm King. And also I have a role called Mythic Storm Killer, where people in my Discord have been helping people. These are people who have confirmed killed the Mythic Storm King and are absolute professionals at this game. If you are lucky enough to spot one of them, they might take it out of their day to help you and get you a mythic weapon. However, I did tell one of them that it's okay if they ask you for some materials, because the Mythic Storm King fight is expensive and they're taking the time out of their day to help you. So if you give them a little bit of materials, or maybe just talk to them, you know, don't bully all of them, then hopefully they'll help you out. And one more thing, I figured out a lot more information. You do not need to be power level 122 to defeat the Mythic Storm King. However, you do need to complete the quest. So originally there is a quest that you had to kill 2 mini bosses in a power level 140 zone. Once you kill those 2 mini bosses, you unlock the Regicide quest, which allows you to kill the Mythic Storm King. Today I carried a power level 100 and he got the mythic weapon. So it does not matter. And now that we're done with all of that nonsense, let's talk about some more tips how you can kill the Mythic Storm King. So first things first, you guys have been having trouble with the horns. I've been seeing it. Everyone's like, hey, I waste a lot of mats, I'm failing at the horns. What do? I don't have the surround pound. I don't have the Wicked Wind is nerfed. What do you do? So I'm going to straight up tell you guys, well, we're going to work on some things together. The first thing I want to talk about is horn height. Now, a lot of people don't know this yet, but horn height is a thing. The first horn and the second horn both fall at predestined heights. The first horn falls at 4 tiles high, and the second horn falls at 3 tiles high. That's why you'll always see me during my streams calling out, first horn 4 tiles, first horn 4 tiles, because the first horn falls at 4 tiles. No matter the situation, the first horn will always fall at 4 tiles. Can't stress this enough. And the second horn, well, the second horn falls at 3 tiles. Next, let's talk about horn DPS. The first problem that I want to talk about, and I really need to address, is your hero loadouts, guys. Now, I know I told you Lynx Cassandra was one of the best builds. I meant that. Lynx Cassandra is one of the best builds. However, I did not mean for every single one of you players to run her in your missions. If all 4 of you are running Lynx Cassandra, you're not killing the Storm King. Storm King's not easy, and it shouldn't be easy with just this one do-all loadout. That's not true. You're going to need a hero that supports you, and the support hero that I recommend is Special Forces Banshee. Now, Special Forces Banshee has the Warcry ability. If you guys don't know, it gives you 45% weapon damage and 20% melee attack speed for 12 seconds. This is crucial for the horn damage. Also, her special ability Fireflight gives you an additional 25.5 weapon damage. So that's an extra 70% weapon damage and 20% attack speed that you will use during the horn damage. So essentially, if you even lose one teammate, if the 3 of you get buffed with a Warcry, you essentially have 5 players doing 510% damage to the War King Horn, because you each do 100% damage and each of you plus 70, that's 510%. You could even leave the 3rd, 4th player down like I do, because I'm just mean. So if you haven't been using a soldier, start using a soldier now. Do not run 4 Lynx Cassandras, run either 3 Lynx Cassandras and 1 Special Forces Banshee, or 2 Lynx Cassandras, 1 Main Stage Quinn, and 1 Warcry hero, like I said in my original tips and tricks videos. That is the way it should be done, or just those 2 ways are the way it should be done. And eventually, if you guys get the rocket launcher, you can even use Whiteout Fiona. My team that I use most of the time, my ASC team, they run Whiteout Fiona and I run Special Forces Banshee, and we destroy everything. Now, this is the way you will run your Special Forces Banshee. You're going to run Blast on the Pass, Saurian Hide because extra armor equals extra damage resistance, Saurian Might not Saurian Claws. The reason why we're using Saurian Might and Saurian besides Saurian Claws is because this ability does not increase environmental damage, i.e. no extra horn damage from Saurian Claws. So you might as well use Saurian Might to get some extra DPS on the mini boss. Hardware crit rating, or if you're using a sword, we will talk about that later, anatomy lessons. Then bomb suit for extra damage resistance in case you're a noob and will end up dying. Like myself, I don't care, I use extra damage, I love it. And then faster explosions for extra rocket launcher damage for mini boss damage. And then stationary hover turret and adrenaline rush. Also, another thing about stationary hover turret, why aren't you guys using stationary hover turret? If you have 2 stationary hover turrets, throw one up. Do not save these for boss DPS. It is essential for you to kill some Husk ads along the way, or most likely your team will die because you get surrounded on accident or something like that. Now, let's talk about weapons. Now, I'm going to show you how to calculate the weapon damage, and I will show you some weapon loadouts that I use, but in case you do not see a weapon that you have, you can use the math I will display to you on screen and in the later ends of the video to calculate more damage and calculate what kind of damage you can run. And now let's get started. So first things first, let's talk about how you will be building your melee weapons. Someone has been telling me, and a lot of people have given me some information, and a lot of information I have been learning from playing the Mythic Storm King fight. So the first things we gotta talk about are the differences between a Bright Core weapon and a Sunbeam weapon. Now every YouTuber out there will tell you, build a Sunbeam weapon, it does more damage. And that is true, it does do more damage. However, the Storm King Horn does not count as damage, it counts as environmental damage. So on the left here I have a Bright Core Wicked Wind, and on the middle I have a Sunbeam Wicked Wind. So let's go hit a car real quick. The left side with the Bright Core Wicked Wind, and the right side with the Sunbeam Wicked Wind. They both hit the same amount of damage. So what does this mean? This means that the Bright Core and Sunbeam weapons both do the same environmental damage. So which way should you run your melee weapons for the Storm King? Bright Core or Sunbeam? The answer is Bright Core. The reason why is because Bright Core weapons have a faster attack speed, meaning they can hit more times than the Sunbeam weapon can. And those 0.9 seconds would probably cost you a lot more damage than anything. So if you're going to be fighting the Mythic Storm King, make sure you get a Bright Core weapon. Now, the next and last thing I want to talk about is math. I'm going to teach you how to calculate melee attack damage DPS. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the surround pound, hit a car, see the environmental damage, and the reason why I'm hitting the car is because there was a Reddit post showing you that the horn and the cars have the same environmental damage. So if I hit something on a car, that's the same thing I'm going to hit on the horn. So now that I've seen the damage, it's 270, and I can divide that by my attack speed, and I can get, let's show you, 270 divided by 0.71, and you get 380. That is my DPS with a surround pound if I hit it with only regular attacks. Let's do the war cry as well. Now we hit it, and we hit 379 with an attack speed of 0.62. And now we do that, 379 divided by 0.62. And our DPS has now turned into 611. Here's another example why you should be using war cry. Are you seeing these numbers? They are drastically improving. Now let's take the DPS without war cry involving crit hit attacks. So we hit the car and it's 270, and then we multiply that by 3.2. So 270 times 3.2, and this is the correct way to do that. I saw that one comment who told me it's wrong, and then we add 270 and we get 1134. That is how much we're going to crit without war cry. And then we could divide that by the attack speed of the surround pound, which is currently 0.58. Did I war cry or something? This is not right. Why is that not right? There you go, it's 0.71. 1134 divided by 0.71, and we get 1597 DPS. That's optimal DPS. If we hit all of our crit hits, that we will get 1597. This will not happen all the time because crit hit chance is on 39% with the surround pound, but if it was optimal, that is what you would get if you hit every hit with a crit. Now let's do war cry. War cry up. We hit 379 with an attack speed of 0.62, so we should start doing the damage. 379 times 3.2 plus 379. And that equals 1591.8. And then we divide it by the attack speed. Our optimal DPS with the surround pound is now 2,567 if all of our hits crit. But you know, you'll hit some crit shots there, you hit some regular shots there, so I can't really calculate that. But optimal DPS there is 2,567, and that is potential damage you could do. So why would you not be using Warcry if you can hit an extra potential 1,000 damage every second? You tell me. And now for TLDR. So TLDR, Bright Core, better melee weapons. Test your melee weapons damage on cars for DPS and do the math I showed you. It's basically damage times crit hit damage, adding damage, and then all of that in parentheses, and then you divide it by attack speed. I will put it on the screen so you don't get confused. So and then you could see your freaking DPS, optimal DPS for each weapon. For example, I'll do it one more time. 246. Oh wait, and then if you want to do it with Warcry, which I recommend, it will be Warcry up 345, attack speed of 0.71. So let's just pull out a calculator. 345 divided by times 3.2. Oh wait, no, the crit chance is 345. Whoops. 345 times 3.45 plus 345 divided by 0.71. And this is the Wicked Wind's crit hit damage, 2,162. And now you guys can see why we moved on from the Wicked Wind and went on to the surround pound. Now, use that math to make make sure whatever weapon you want to use. You could even use a Bright Core Tree of Light. It hits for like around 2,400 optimal DPS. And yeah, I hope this helps you, so you guys can have more fun killing the Storm King. And I hope you guys get more clears. Also, I will be streaming after I upload this video, so if you have watched to the end, come on down and say to me, Oogala Boogala, and I'll probably give the first person who tells me that a carry. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Toodles.